Welcome, everyone, to episode 382 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
And I'm Will.
Today, we're going to be talking about the Spyro Reignited Trilogy. Will's been playing quite a bit, even though it came out midnight on Tuesday, I guess, right?
Yeah, Tuesday.
So, for those of you that don't know, that's the actual full remastered versions of the first three Spyro games, all found on the PlayStation. I know there's games after that, but these are the well-loved Spyro games. So I'm extraordinarily jealous that Will's been able to play these. I'm watching some gameplay right now, and it looks real good. So I am really excited to talk about that for our main topic. Will, do you have anything you want to tease for later on in the episode?
I played a little bit of Castle Crashers. I think it was the couple days leading up to Spyro. I didn't want to get into like Red Dead or anything, so I wanted to play one of my favorite indie games ever,
Uh-huh.
Castle Crashers. So I kind of did that. Um, After that, no, I think Spyro Reignited was what I played
Okay.
the most.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I have to talk about is I played more Octopath Traveler, so I actually did not play any Breath of the Wild this week. It was only Octopath, so
Ooh.
I will talk a little bit about that, but not too much because we've covered that one to death. So probably will be a shorter episode, I would think, right?
Yeah, possibly.
Okay.
That's fine for me because I'd get back to playing my pride and joy.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, well, let's get into it. What do you think so far? Oh, okay. So you're before we start, you're playing on the Xbox, right? The normal Xbox.
Correct. Yeah, I'm playing on the OG Xbox One X.
Uh,
So the Spyro Reignited trilogy, as Dan said, is Spyro 1, Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, and Spyro 3, Year of the Dragon, all remastered into beautiful goodness by Toys for Bob. Now, the first thing I want to say is that Toys for Bob made a love letter to Spyro fans with this game. I
uh-huh.
think they nailed everything about it. What happened with them was they messaged Insomniac about, hey, do you guys have any of the art assets for this game? Because we're doing the Reignited trilogy. Insomniac actually didn't have any of the assets. They had maybe, I think it was like an art book, maybe at most is what they had. So what they ended up doing is they ended up making this game from essentially the ground up,
Wow.
right? Isn't that impressive?
Yeah.
And like for it's crazy to me that while playing this game, to know that and see how much love and care went into this, and it's when I say it's a love letter, everything about it is just, in my opinion, spectacular. I was telling one of my friends who really wants to get it. He's a big trophy hunter for
Okay.
PlayStation,
Yeah.
and I said, now in this game there are achievements and trophies, which is really cool because we've played these games already. It's weird now to play them now and have trophy support
Yeah.
or achievement support because it adds another layer of challenge to the game that you can do. And I said not only that, there are these things called skill point challenges. Now I've played Spyro the Dragon 4,000 times, but I've only played Ripto's Rage once, and it was recently, and I don't remember if they were in here. And I've never played Year of the Dragon, but in this game now there's called skill points, and when you complete a skill point, you get a life added onto your overall life counter. And then on top of that, if you get a whole page of them, you get unlock like an art book in game, which is kind of cool. So an example would be in the very first Artisan World. Dan, you remember the Artisan World, the home world?
Oh yeah.
So you remember that hill that you could glide to and land on that one platform with the gems?
Yeah.
So that right there, that is the very first skill challenge in the game. You go there, it's you made the difficult flight, and that's like what one will be. Another one will be is to find a random item on one of the levels, and like you have to like flame it or whatever. It appeals to those completion people.
Yeah.
So you, me,
Oh yeah.
we get extra value out of it. So I said not only with those two things added to the game, the skill challenges and then the achievements, adding the new graphics is the cherry on top of it because they are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Dan, I know you just said you were watching them and you're like, "Oh my God, like this looks incredible."
It really does look really good. It's definitely modern touches on a classic and a favorite amongst us. I mean, we've talked about Spyro quite a bit.
Mhm.
It was one of my favorite games back in the day. So
Hmm. Yeah, it's it's unbelievable to watch it because I've said this in our group message. I think it's the best remaster I've ever played
Yeah.
because of all of the attention to detail that they went into. It's just crazy to me how much they improved on the game. I see some negative reviews for the Reignited trilogy, and most of them are people talking about the gameplay, and that's not what Toys for Bob was tweaking. They were bringing because Spyro holds up extremely well. I had
Right.
played Spyro the Dragon maybe a year and a half ago, and I
Yeah.
played a little bit of Ripto's Rage around that same time. The gameplay holds up. It's really solid. It just looks ugly.
Right.
So with what they did and added to the game, it's unbelievable to see the finished product for it. It going back and like knowing these levels like the back of my hand in Spyro the Dragon, and then going to see them again in the reignited graphics, it's crazy to me because I remembered. So for reference, I completed Spyro the Dragon. I got all 120% completion, which is the max completion you can. I got it Tuesday night.
Oh
So
wow.
so I started at midnight on Monday into Tuesday, and I played for until about I got to the Peacekeepers world, which is the second world after the
Uh-huh.
Artisans. Got to there, went to bed, woke up, and literally played up until class. Went to class, left class early, went to the gym, came home, played it, and completed it at like maybe 11 o'clock at night. So that's how much I think I did it in like maybe 6 or 7 hours.
So you beat
So
it.
that yeah, so I beat the first Spyro.
That's the first beaten game we've had on this podcast in a while.
It's probably the first one since Eric and Corey have been absent. If
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll bring up the list because it's been a while since I've looked at it, but I'll
okay, yeah,
bring
I'm
it
kind
up.
of curious now. And while you're looking at that, I am halfway through Ripto's Rage right now, and I'm playing the game the only way that I think you can play Spyro games, and that's to 100% completion because it's not overly challenging to get all the gems and complete all of the challenges. And in these worlds, I think it's crazy to me that there's even an option for you to complete the level without collecting all of the gems and stuff like that because the games aren't hard.
Right.
When you're older, these games who that like the hardest mission for me to do was the treetops part, and that was only because now in this game there seems to be a little bit more of a physics engine like added in. So like Spyro being a polygon, just kind of like landing on things pretty easily. Now, if he's not as close as he is, like he needs to be like hovering above it to be able to land. If not, he's not going to land. So it's a little bit more challenging in that regard. But that's just you getting used to the controls.
Gotcha. So it looks like the last beaten game was me. I don't know the dates of these exactly, but would have been HQ. So I think I first won HQ sometime over the summer.
Wow. We I have to talk to you about the thummies, by the way, Dan. This gives me the reminder of that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be funny. Because I kind of have an episode idea for it.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, with Spyro, I've never, like I said, I haven't really played Ripto's Rage. I played half of it, or not half of it. I played a little under half, maybe a year and a half ago, and right now I'm halfway through it, and I'm in the Autumn Plains world for people who have played it, which is the longest world in the game. It's such a joy to play. It's honestly the most fun experience I've had playing a game this year, next to like Octopath. It's just everything about it is so nostalgia driven, but the quality of the game is so good that I want to keep playing. It's not just nostalgia that's
Yeah.
driving me to keep playing because, like I said, I haven't played all of Ripto's Rage or Year of the Dragon, and I'm burning my way through Ripto's Rage right now in anticipation for Year of the Dragon. So I think they are awesome, Dan. Do you have any questions about?
No, I mean, really, like my questions were actually I did want to ask about the gameplay because you're right. It is a game that I think holds up as far as gameplay is concerned.
Yep.
I know the camera can get a little weird in Spyro, but you actually told Erica a suggestion. So, what was that specifically about the camera?
Yeah, so this actually reminds me of a couple other things I want to bring up. So with the camera, it's in passive mode, and I read a review from somebody on Reddit before I actually played the game. I think it was on like maybe Sunday that I read it. He said for what he thought of the game, his impressions, so on and so forth, and he said don't play the game in passive camera because it does not do very well. It doesn't. It's kind of janky. It doesn't really set it up for you to be able to succeed. So you have to change the camera to action
Right.
To be able to free roam it and be able to set yourself up. And I think, in my opinion, that works out great. I haven't had any issues with the actual camera in the game, other
Okay.
than like, basic camera issues that everybody has in every single game ever.
Sure.
So there's that. Another thing I wanted to point out is the soundtrack. They've remastered the soundtrack, but a cool thing and the options that you can do is you can revert back to the original soundtrack by Stuart Copeland from the Police. So when you do that, you can do that. It plays the original soundtrack, or you can play the Reignited soundtrack. Very similar, but for the extra nostalgia bomb added to the game, you can play the original soundtrack.
Okay.
So there's that. There's a couple other things I want to bring out. I'm trying to remember all of them.
So one of the things that I probably wouldn't think about now, but when the original PlayStation controller didn't obviously have the thumbsticks, the DualShock came out later. Does it play fine with the thumbsticks? Do you rotate the
100%.
camera with the right thumbstick and move with the
Yep.
left like you would? Okay. Because I remember, the first one, like I said, it was just that weird D-pad that was on the old PlayStation controller. So I wondered if it played the same way or.
That's crazy. I actually didn't even remember that it had no sticks to it. It was
Yeah.
just the D-pad.
Yeah, so I wonder if you can play that way if you so choose.
Oh, actually, the control schemes. I didn't mess with the control schemes, but I did notice that the original control scheme is in there.
Okay.
So maybe that's what that does.
Could be, yeah.
And
That
you
makes
would use
sense.
the Xbox. By the way, it's weird playing Spyro the Dragon
On an Xbox.
on my Xbox. My friend, I've been convincing him to get it, and he's like, "Wait, you sold your PlayStation when you're playing it on like Xbox?" And he's like, "That's weird."
It is weird.
Um,
It was before Xbox even existed when the first game came out.
exactly. But yeah, so I'm guessing the control scheme that you can switch to is in fact playing with the D-pad as opposed to the sticks. So
Okay.
I do want to say I got every achievement in the first Spyro game too, and I don't know, probably halfway through all of the achievements in the second. So, and for achievements in the game, it can be anything from like Stonehill, which is one of the very first levels in the first Spyro. It's you have to flame 10 sheep, and that'll be the achievement. Or if you're doing the speedways, I don't know if you remember the flight missions.
Yep. I actually
Yes.
was. I mean, I didn't remember that because it's been so long. But I watched one on the gameplay video that I have playing right now.
Still hard.
Yeah.
They're the hardest part of the game for me, but it's like you have to hit them in a certain amount of time, which can be super frustrating. Like in Ripto's Rage, the very first one I did, I had to hit under a minute and 10 seconds, and it's hard because you don't know the exact path you want to go. I was
Yeah.
never good at those to begin with. I just slogged my way through it until I completed it. So now you have to like actually like maximize your efficiency and being able to get everything. So that adds more challenges to the game because overall the game is not very hard, any of them, but those extra going for some achievements and those skill points that add a little bit extra layer of gameplay for you to kind of enjoy, and it's just enough in a game that I was already really excited to play. And the fact that like I didn't even think about achievement support when I got the game, or these skill points weren't even on my radar because I didn't really look up too much about it, but like it adds way more enjoyment to me because I've always been somebody who went after that stuff. Now like with one of my favorite old time series, like I can do that now.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's a hard recommend. I love it.
Okay. $40, right?
Yep, $40 for 3 full-fledged remastered games.
Seems like a steal.
Yeah, I was one of my selling points for this game is if you like Spyro, but it's only $40 for
Yeah.
3 games. And like you don't have to play it the way I am. Like you can play a couple levels here and there and like keep going and play through it like over like a month. Like you don't like I'm probably gonna have the entire game completed by Thanksgiving, would be my guess.
Sure.
So
Nice.
yeah, and that, like I said, that's a testament to how much I enjoy it. Like, it's just so cool going back and seeing Nasty Nork, like, in these new 3D rendered graphics that look
Yeah.
actually good as opposed to blocky.
How's the game performance? Do you get any slowdowns? Do you know if it's 60 frames?
So one thing I did notice is that the loading screens are a little slower than before. That doesn't really bother me anymore because what now you can do is you can kind of play around with Spyro on the screen. So like he's flying through the air, kind of like how he was in the original games, going from loading screen to loading screen. But you can kind of like move him around, and you can like have him shoot flames and stuff like that, and or do the barrel roll and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that or loading screens don't also bother me because I can just look at my phone. So you do like a 10-minute level loading screen, check your phone. So that's loading screens have never bothered me. For the overall performance, I have had actually no issues whatsoever.
Okay.
So I don't know what the frame rate is, Dan.
It's looking like it's 30 frames.
I guessed 30, but I wasn't sure. So
Okay.
yeah, 30 frames. I really have had no slowdowns that I can think of, really. Yeah, no, nothing that I've been like, oh man. So
Right. Okay. I mean, we would have to assume that these games will eventually come to Switch and PC.
yeah, oh yeah.
If the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy did the same, I can imagine. I'm hoping that they come to Switch and or PC. So.
Honestly, this might be a rebuy for me on the Switch.
Oh, okay. To have it on the go.
Yeah, because exactly, that'd be to play on the go. And while I was playing it, Dan, like I remembered Val loved Spyro.
Oh
right?
yeah, she did. Yeah, absolutely.
She would love it, and your kids would love it too.
Oh,
'Cause
definitely.
it's just a fun game. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, I've had, as I said, out of my gaming experiences here, this is probably the most just fun I've had. And that's going up against games like Octopath Traveler, which I loved, or Hollow Knight, which I loved, and
Right.
Dragon Ball Fighters. So,
Okay.
and it's weird in a world where everybody's playing Red Dead Redemption 2 right now. Like, I'm
Yeah.
the one keep playing Spyro the Dragon.
Yeah. No, that's what I would be playing too.
So, yeah,
If I had the
it's
choice.
I wouldn't have it any other way. I love it.
Good. Okay.
So,
Any other thoughts?
there's probably going to be other things that'll come up, but I'll be able to do it in the what we played because this would be something I'll be playing for at least another week or two. So,
Okay. All right, sounds good. Nibble bits. Will, you want to get started with nibble bits?
yeah, real quick. I wanted to talk about a glitch, Dan, that I don't know if you saw this. It's obviously the game is out now, but for Fallout 76, there was a glitch on the PC that the game launched like maybe 8 hours earlier or something like
Yes,
that.
yeah.
It was supposed to be.
Yep.
I don't know what went into the glitch, but Bethesda was just like, nah, screw it. So they just launched the game on everything early, which was kind of, as much as I've given Bethesda a hard time, I think that is kind of a cool little thing that they ended up doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're just like, whatever, have it out now. It's only a couple hours, so.
I don't know about you, Will, but I have not heard a lot about Fallout 76.
So I know one person who likes it, and then that's it.
Okay. I finally briefly read an impression today about it, and it said there's a lot of people playing it, but the world is just kind of dead. Which I kind of get because you're coming out of hibernation essentially after the world got nuked. So I mean, I don't expect it to be teeming with life or anything, but that's the one impression I read about it.
This is my
Vacuum.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Give me a minute.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll do my double bits first. So the first one, and me and Will talked about this briefly before we started. It's that the Sony PlayStation is going to skip E3 next year. It's the first time in 24 years apparently. So they said, quote, as the industry evolves, Sony Interactive Entertainment continues to look for inventive opportunities to engage the community. Sony said in a statement to Game Informer, PlayStation fans mean the world to us. We always want to innovate, think differently, and experiment with new ways to delight gamers. As a result, we have decided not to participate in E3 in 2019. We are exploring new and familiar ways to engage our community in 2019 and can't wait to share our plans with you. So I found that very interesting. Will, I just read the nibble bit about PlayStation skipping E3 next year.
Real quick, I wanted to say this about Fallout.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
And then we can talk about that. Do you think this game is going to be good in like a year and a half?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be No Man's Sky.
That's exactly what one of my friends said. He thinks that's what this is going to be too. So, Okay, that's what I.
I'll play it when it comes to Steam.
Yep. When it comes to Steam, after a year of development
Yeah.
and actual stuff added.
A
So.
year of very highly paid early access.
So what's the deal with Sony missing E3?
Yeah, they're looking at new ways to interact with their fans. We are exploring new and familiar ways to engage our community in 2019. Can't wait to share our plans with you.
So they're not announcing the PS5 at E3.
No, I don't think so. I don't know if they're planning on going their own event, or I don't know if maybe it's not close enough where they think they're going to get trounced by Microsoft talking about their new consoles. They just want to bow out.
Well, from what I've heard from Jason Schreier, is he said expect the new PlayStation 2020. So it would make sense that 19 end of the year would be kind of when they would
When they
announce this.
talk
So
about
maybe
it.
the Sony experience, maybe.
Yeah, could be PSX. Although they didn't have that this year, did they?
Yeah, they didn't. They canceled it. That's right.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean,
So
I just know that Sony is not as well run of a company as Microsoft. So maybe they're just having some trouble and they just wanted to reorganize, or what. You never know what it could be.
well, isn't it funny that do you think they just lucked their way into success this gen?
No, I think I think what happened was they took the consumer friendly approach, at least initially, and won a lot of support that way.
Yeah.
But they also kind of bank on their gaming business because a lot of Sony is not profitable. So they need their gaming division to do well. So
Yeah, I guess that's their gaming. Their games are the best thing about them. Really,
Yeah.
they do make probably the best games, and then I mean better than Microsoft's games. Nintendo, that's up for debate, but
right,
that's their calling card, and they did knock it out of the park. So
Yeah.
that's interesting. I'm kind of wondering what they're gonna do next year.
well, yeah, maybe nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it could be nothing. Maybe they wait, stealth launch their PlayStation 5.
That would be cool.
Now, one last thought
Yeah.
about the new consoles. Is it the first time you've been not ready for a new console?
Yeah. I mean, I've kind of shied away from the consoles.
Sure.
I felt a little bit jilted by my experience with the PlayStation 4. A year in, there was nothing on it worth playing.
Yeah.
So that's when I abandoned console gaming altogether for PC and Nintendo. I consider myself a Nintendo console gamer.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I mean, unless they do something that I must have that my PC can't do, I don't really care. I've considered getting an Xbox recently, but even that's like it's a hard sell for, because I would want to get the One X to make sure I was a little bit future proofed. But that's a hard sell at $400, you know.
Well, we know somebody who.
Yeah,
Who's-
yeah.
Can you believe that Corey wants to sell his One X already?
No, I'm not surprised. I think once he's done with Red Dead, he's not even gonna bother playing it. It's most of what he wants to play is on the computer anyway. So
That's true. It's just crazy to me. I don't know.
yeah,
But anyway.
yeah. So there's that. Next one is that certain Telltale games have been removed from Steam because the developer is fully shuttering, and Telltale Games is fully shuttering. So they moved. Where was it? It was, what games were they? God dang it. Okay, it was Back to the Future, The Walking Dead games, and Tales of Monkey Island.
Oh, okay.
So, not familiar with. I didn't know they did Tales of Monkey Island.
I did not know that either.
So that's the first time I've heard of that. Apparently, those games are still available on GOG for right now, though. So if you really must have them and want to get them before they're gone for good, then GOG.com is your place to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then my last one. It's that there was an update for the Xbox One, which allows mouse and keyboard support for select titles. One of those included Fortnite. Again, this is one of the hindrances of me playing games on a console again, is shooters specifically, first and third person games I can't do with a controller anymore. I can do them limitedly on the Switch because of the gyro and motion controls. So like Breath of the Wild, aiming in the bow, I can get close and then fine tune my aim with the gyro controls, which actually works really well. And I wish consoles would take that and run with it because I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, keyboard and mouse support is another reason why I wanted to maybe rejoin the Xbox ownership, I guess, since I traded in my 360 many years ago.
Yeah.
So
Over Assassin's Creed 3, right?
yeah, Assassin's Creed 3 is what what ruined it for me.
That was the one.
Yeah, I mean because I've been wanting to play like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I have it on Project Stream, but it doesn't run well enough for me to keep playing it. So and I'm reluctant to buy Ubisoft games on Steam because you also have to have Uplay. So
Odyssey is actually one of the games that I want to get to this year before the end of the year. So,
yeah. But anyway,
yeah.
So that's good stuff. That that would be more of a reason for me to pick up an Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I have for Nibble Bits. What do you got, Will?
Yeah, so this is important to me, but Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has gone gold.
Oh, nice.
So no delays. It's coming definitely December 7th. It's one of my most anticipated weekends for a long time.
3 weeks from tomorrow, right?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
It is crazy.
If you're interested at all, I'm not going to go over that, but Sakurai gave his thoughts on some of the things added, like Incineroar, Ken, his thoughts on Spirits, the Piranha DLC, all that sort of stuff. So check that out. And I don't know if we talked about this yet, Dan, but Microsoft acquired the Obsidian Entertainment. Did we talk about that?
Oh, it was rumored. I
Rumored.
don't know if we actually talked about it since it happened.
So it did officially happen.
They acquired them in Exile.
Mm-hmm. I'm interested to see what Obsidian's gonna do for Microsoft.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see like Halo RPG done in the isometric Pillars of Eternity style. I think that would be awesome.
Dan, stop talking about this idea.
I know.
Watch it get announced now.
Yeah,
that's a brilliant idea. I'm totally on board for that. I think there's some value taking those franchises we know and changing the game genre.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I've always wanted-
Nintendo's done it for years. No one else really does it.
Yeah, they're the only ones. I've always wanted Mass Effect RTS. I think that would be amazing.
Exactly.
So that's it for me, Dan. Those were the two that I had.
Okay. How's your week, Will?
It was good. I just spent an hour and 20 minutes driving home. We got our first snow of the year, and they went big.
Yeah. Yes, it did.
So that's the reason why this episode started late for those in the live stream. It took me okay, so for reference, it's like maybe 25 minutes to get from Newark Valley to Johnson City. Not tonight. It took me the hour and 20. It was brutal. It was such a long drive that my back was starting to hurt. So like I'm trying to like grip the wheel with my life in case it goes haywire. But I'm also trying to like stretch my back out in weird positions and like try and crack it. So that was fun for me to try to deal with. But luckily you guys got me a route while I was at work that I could go to be safely get home.
Because otherwise it's a very hilly drive.
And I would have probably wiped out. And I have wiped out coming home in the snow before. So not tonight. But other than that, I'm at the grinding point between school and work because it's the holidays and I work in service at a grocery store, the biggest one in the area. So pretty much I'm just getting tortured at work every day with how busy it is. And then I've got the hard part of school coming up. So on top of trying to play the games that I want to play. So I'm very busy on top of trying to be social at the same time. So
yeah, I just cut being social out of my repertoire.
I've done it the last couple days. I've literally just been sitting on my bum playing Spyro, and then that's just kind of what I've been doing.
Sometimes you just need to do that.
And you know what? I haven't done that in a really long time, so it's not the same because it's got a lot less hours. But it reminds me of when I played Terraria for that 100 hours in a week.
Yeah.
It's kind of like along that line, just not as extreme.
Yeah.
That's it for me, Dan.
Okay.
I know you've probably got a lot.
Not really, no. We're now not sure when we're going to be able to close on our house. There
Really?
was some issues with the title lookup. Someone in the history of the house didn't pay their taxes.
Oh,
So it's not an issue for us. It just has to be resolved before we can close. So we don't know how long it's going to be now. We have a tenant moving in at the end of December, so we have to be out of here by then. So we're hoping this can get resolved and we can close before. Otherwise, we're going to have to find temporary living space for us and our 4 kids and our dog and all the chaos that comes along with it. So
wow.
we'll see.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Dan, that sucks. Wow.
This is why I hate doing this sort of thing, But it's got to happen, so we'll get there eventually. I'm hoping it's
No.
something that can be resolved quickly, but I really don't know.
Now, do you think so you don't have any idea if you, like, one way or another of how it'll go?
No, not really.
Ugh.
Yeah, fun times.
Well, if you need any help whatsoever, Dan.
Yeah, we'll let you know. We're not even going to worry about it until mid-December, probably. If we haven't heard
Yeah.
anything by then we'll figure it out. But we are trying to find, like, temporary... We have a few options for temporary living spaces, so...
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Yeah, so we're trying to figure that out for now.
Jeez.
Yeah. So that's what we're going through. I don't think there's anything else. I've just been watching hockey,
Yeah.
playing Octopath. I really feel... Oh, we didn't do a rookie camp this past weekend. Life has been so crazy that when we finally get a chance to sit at night, we just sit. So I would like to make up the episode that we missed from last weekend. So maybe we'll do 2 this weekend if we get the opportunity. But if not, it'll just be 1, unfortunately. So we'll obviously keep you posted on that.
Yeah.
So, gosh, anything else? No,
I have
don't
a
think so.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
For you.
Sure.
Are you getting the new Pokemon game?
I don't think so. I need to have I'm trying to save up money because when we move into the new house, we're gonna need stuff.
Yeah.
So I probably have to. It's like probably 3 times the size of this house. So I'm gonna get probably the mesh Wi-Fi system. So it's a Google Mesh Wi-Fi system. It's like 3 routers essentially, instead of just 1 to spread out over the house so that the internet is equally distributed through the whole house. And I strongly suspect that some of the reasons for my internet troubles could be my router going bad. So
Yeah.
that could very well be one of the problems. But it's going to need paint. It needs we're going to need another Alexa. We need some smart light bulbs, lamps, paint, like all that stuff. So because it's such a huge size increase for
you guys,
the
yeah.
house. So I'm trying to save my money as much as I can. I am getting Smash come hell or high water.
Yeah.
So that's really my priority at this point. I would like to get Pokemon. It comes out tonight or tomorrow or whatever. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see. That'll probably be a get eventually. But
Same with me, yeah. You're still planning on coming up to Corey's for the Smash weekend, right?
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Cool.
Definitely.
Cool.
I may only do overnight. I haven't decided. Depends on what we have going on.
Yeah.
Really
Definitely. I was just curious.
It is up in the air at this point.
Yeah, because if the move happened, I wasn't sure how that was going to line up.
Yeah. Okay.
But, yeah.
All right. Well, what'd you play?
I played a little Castle Crashers, and I only want to briefly touch on this because I think that game's awesome. It's a lot of fun. I don't know. Have you ever played it, Dan?
Yes, very briefly a while ago.
Okay. So the gist of it is it's from the people who did Battle Block Theater, people, Behemoth Games.
Uh-huh.
They're kind of like they make their games in like a silly world. And I remember talking about Battle Block Theater and talking about cats and stuff and like poop jokes and
Yeah.
stuff. And Corey was picking on me. And then when he played Battle Block, he really enjoyed it and realized that they're just weird
Uh-huh.
games. So this is their very first game ever, and it's a kind of a beat 'em up hack and slash game where you control a character who does various different things. There's like four skill categories. There's magic because you can do magic. There's strength. There's agility, and there's defense. So you can kind of make your character in any of those. You can kind of spread them out if you want. So like I chose the Ice Knight and was doing ice attacks. I was doing magic. I was doing archery, stuff like that. It's one of my favorite indie games from my 360 days. I always loved playing it. Me and my friends all loved it. So that's what I started playing when I kind of didn't want to start anything too big before Spyro. I didn't want to do more Red Dead because I didn't want to get too involved with Red Dead because I knew I wouldn't play it for a couple days. So that's what I chose to pass some time with, and I actually was having a blast with it. I kind of was bummed to be putting it down because I haven't since played it again. But that is really the only thing I've played. I played a little Black Ops 4 too. I'm very bad at shooters now. They've kind of started passing me by.
Yeah, yeah. As the online especially is you can't keep up.
I don't
We
know if
can't
it's I
keep up.
need I don't know if it's I'm still at the age where I could if I played it, but I don't think I care enough to play Black Ops 4 multiplayer. Like Blackout's different. I enjoy Blackout a lot more. I just don't think I'm gonna care enough to spend the time to really play it and be good at it.
Yeah, I hear you.
I will say I think they got rid of the kill stat and added EKIA, which is I think estimated kill.
Okay.
It's something like that. I can't think of what the exact term is for it. But if you damage somebody, you participated in the kill. Thus, you get part of your EKIA
Gotcha.
added. So I think that's a good change. A really good change.
Uh-huh.
It stops people from quitting over kill death ratio.
Yeah.
That I do want to say I really want Battlefield 5. But that'll probably be a little bit from now when I actually do end up getting it.
Yeah. Is that on EA Access or Origin Access?
It is. I actually almost got the membership for what is it, a month for like $5 or whatever.
They have a free trial if you haven't tried it yet.
Wait, there's a free
Yeah,
trial?
just look for a free trial.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Oh,
if
okay.
you haven't signed up yet, you can get a free trial.
Maybe that's what I'll do and
Yeah.
check it out
Yeah.
because I do really want to play it. It looks pretty cool. One of
And
my friends really likes it.
even if it's, if you don't get a free trial, like it's what, $6?
Yeah, it's cheap, very cheap.
So it's a decent service for what you get for it, for how cheap it is.
Definitely, my friend subscribes to something on EA Origin and he gets to play it for free. I don't know what it is. I don't know what program it is, but he did not spend $60 on it.
Right.
But that's it for me, Dan.
Okay. Yeah, the only thing I played was Octopath Traveler. I really want to finish Octopath Traveler by the end of the year in the thummies. So I've been working on that. I finished all the chapter 3s and I did Cyrus's chapter 4. So I
Nice.
finished his storyline. I made an attempt at the Runeblade fight and got my
Oh.
butt kicked. So
Yeah.
I've gotta reorganize before I try to do that again.
That Runeblade fight, Dan, was so hard. It was the
Okay.
hardest one by far.
Oh, was it really harder
Yeah.
than the other advanced professions?
Have you done any of the other ones?
That was my first one.
Go Sorcerer.
Sorcerer first.
I think that's the first one. Yeah, I would do Sorcerer and then Starseer. Those would be the first two I would do.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
can kind of figure out a strategy to take them on a lot easier than the Runeblade, because the Runeblade just destroys everybody really easily.
Yeah, it wasn't a very long fight, so.
I,
But go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say I had to look up actually a way to end up beating the Runeblade because I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And it's like a 50-minute fight. So
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Did you end up beating Octopath?
I did not. I got to Hamet's chapter 4, which is my last of my first team that I was doing, and
Okay.
I don't have enough items, and then I just haven't really gone back. But
Gotcha.
I plan to. So
Yeah. I'm glad I revisited it because that game's awesome, and I don't know why I stopped playing it, but it only took me no time at all to like get back into it and relearn how to do things.
We didn't even bring this up in Nibblebits, but it's up for a couple video game award.
Yeah, yes,
Um,
it is.
it. I don't. I could get it if I look for it
We
real
yeah, we
quick.
should call up a list of the Game Awards nominees. I actually wanted to cover that during Nibblebits and forgot. So
I meant to save it and completely forgot, but I know it's for best art direction and best RPG.
yeah, maybe music
Um,
too.
yeah, I think best soundtrack is it. That's what it's involved in too.
Are you looking it
Um,
up, or you want me to?
I'm grabbing it right now.
Okay.
Video Game Awards 20.
Yeah, like I said, I wanted to cover those in Nibblebits and just completely forgot.
Yeah, I remember when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, I have to make a note for this podcast," but I did not.
Did not
Let's
doesn't end
see.
up happening.
Never. All right, nominees. Let's see what we got here. Game of the Year. We got Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste, God of War, Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, Red Dead Redemption 2. That's a heavy hitter list right there.
Celeste is like the little game that could. Like it's going up against these huge triple A's. That's awesome. By
To
the
be
way,
honest, I would probably vote for it.
out of
Out
those
of
games, that's what I would pick because that's the one I played. Like
yeah, honest, maybe God of War, but I didn't play really any of the rest. And Red Dead Redemption's not really my style of game.
Yeah,
So, best ongoing game, you got Destiny 2, Forsaken, Fortnite, which it'll probably win that.
yeah.
No Man's Sky, Overwatch, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Best game direction, A Way Out, Detroit Become Human. Really wanted to play that. I was bummed I did not get a chance to. God of War, Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2. Best narrative, Detroit Become Human, God of War, Life is Strange, Episode 2, or Episode 1, Season 2. Marvel Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption. Best art direction, Odyssey, God of War, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead Redemption 2,
Huh?
Return of the Obra Dinn.
Okay. Yeah, I've read a little bit about that game.
I don't know very much about it, but uh, best score music, Celeste, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Nino Kuni 2, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead Redemption. Best audio design, Blops 4, Forza Horizon 4, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2. Best performance, Brian Deschart from Detroit Become Human, Christopher Judge as Kratos of God of War. Oh boy, this name's going to be tough. Melissa Thai Mahat as Cassandra from Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Uh huh.
Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan of Red Dead Redemption 2. And Yuri Lowenthal as Peter Parker's Spider-Man.
Cool.
Games for Impact. Do you want me to go through all of them or no?
Yeah. Yeah, we should cover them.
Okay. Games for Impact. You got 1111 Memories Retold, Celeste, Florence, Life is Strange 2, Episode 1, The Missing J.J. Macefield and the Island of Memories. Best Independent Game, Celeste, Dead Cells, Into the Breach, Return of the Obra Dinn, The Messengers. Best Mobile Game, you got Donut County, Florence, Fortnite, PUBG Mobile, Reigns, Game of Thrones game, or Reigns.
Okay.
Best VR AR game, Astrobot Rescue Mission, Beat Saber, Firewall Zero Hour, Moss, Tetris Effect. Best Action Game, Black Ops 4, Dead Cells, Destiny 2, Forsaken, Far Cry 5, Mega Man 11. Best Action Adventure Game, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Best Role-Playing Game, Dragon Quest, Echoes of an Elusive Age, Monster Hunter World, Ni no Kuni 2, Octopath Traveler, Pillars of Eternity 2. Best Fighting Game, you got Blaze Blue Cross Tag, Dragon Ball Fighters, and if that doesn't win, I'm protesting. Soul Calibur 6, Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition. Didn't Street Fighter come out last year?
I don't remember.
I think it did. Now the Arcade Edition's out. Ooh.
Did it come out really late last year, so it wasn't eligible for an award last year?
I'll check real quick.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 5. Initial release date 2016.
Weird.
Bullcrap. Best family game: Mario Tennis Aces. Nintendo Labo. Overcooked 2. Starlink Battle for Atlas. Super Mario Party.
Starlink is a game I really want to get for the Switch.
Is that the one with Fox in it?
Yeah, everyone says it's like the best Star Fox game.
That's not the name Star Fox.
Yeah, I mean, the like from what I read, it's like No Man's Sky a little bit, but it's like a lighter version of that. It's more focused and more polished.
Okay.
So it sounds really intriguing.
That sounds pretty good. It's made by Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Ubisoft Toronto. So there's only great things in Toronto.
That may be a sale buy for me.
Definitely. Best strategy game: The Banner Saga 3, BattleTech, Frostpunk, Into the Breach, Valkyria Chronicles 4. A lot of games in there I want to play that I haven't yet.
Yeah.
Best sports racing game: FIFA 19, Forza Horizon 4, Mario Tennis Aces, NBA 2K19, Pro Evo Soccer 2019. Best multiplayer game: Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Destiny 2 Forsaken, Fortnite, Monster Hunter World, Sea of Thieves. Best student game: Combat 2018, Dash Quasar, Jera, Lif, Recharge. Best debut indie: Donut County, Florence, Moss, The Messenger, Yoku's Island Express. Best esports game: CSGO, Dota 2, Fortnite, League of Legends, Overwatch. Best esports player: Dominique Sonic Fox McLean, Hajime Tokido Taniguchi, Jin Uzi Zihao, Alexander Simple Kostalev, Shung Heong Jojo Onak Bang. I didn't go through any of them. Some of them were Overwatch players. I guess the Jishung Hyung's New York Excelsior. So that's
Okay.
I think that's Overwatch. Best esports team: Australis, Cloud9, Fnatic, London Spitfire, and OG. Best esports coach. Apparently, there's coaches in this. Dan, did you know that?
I knew there were coaches. I didn't know that they gave coaches awards too.
Bok, Reapered, Han Guai, Christian. I'm not even gonna bother with that one. Danny Zonic Sorensen, Dylan Falco, Jacob Yamaro Cannon Medby, and Janko Poanevic. Best
Okay.
Can I skip the esports, Dan?
Yeah, I've never even heard of any of these. Some of the teams I've heard of, but that's about it.
Yeah, because I mean, with the best esports event, you just got like the Boston, you got Evo, League of Legends, Overwatch, International, and then it's best esports host. We know none of them.
Yeah.
Best esports moment.
I don't watch enough esports stuff to know any of that.
And the moment that I would pick isn't on here. There was an esports team, Dan, when they got introduced, the light like shined on them. The 5-man team was doing the Ginyu Force pose from Dragon
nice.
Ball Z.
Uh-huh.
That was awesome, but that's
Cool.
not on here. Yeah, and then it's best. I guess we can do content creator of the year.
Yeah.
Dr. Lupo. Then you got Myth, Ninja, Pokemon, and Willy Rex.
What about us?
We'll be up for one of these years.
Someday. Trending gamer.
Best new act. Thumbstick athletes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's it.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I think I finished everything with Octopath. I don't think I have anything else to share. Great game though. Really enjoyed it. I think I'm like 65 hours into it.
Catching me.
Guess I probably have another 15, 20 left before I beat it and do everything I want to do. Apparently there's stuff to do after you actually beat the game from what I gather.
There's a dungeon. of some sort.
So that's cool. All right, shall we get into feedback?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. I know we had one feedback from Tate, but I haven't checked since then, so. Oh, okay, so we got one from Jake too. All right, Jake's in the chat too, which is awesome. So this is from Tate, who says, "Sup athletes, I'm taking a break from Blood and Wine. I decided to dive into XCOM Enemy Within. Holy shit, what an addicting game. How I missed that one, I have no idea because I love that game. But man, do I have a hard time organizing and handling the right way to have success in that game because I've had to restart like 3 times. And maybe I'm just a shitty tactician, but usually I'm pretty savvy with that kind of stuff. Any advice from me on the best way to handle the start of the game? Should I put more money into my soldiers? Should I spend more time on getting satellites as fast as I can? Any input that you can remember from your times playing it would be greatly appreciated. I also kept playing NCAA this week, and you can customize and create some recruits if you want that you can try to recruit during your dynasty. Well, for fun, I made you guys. Dan is a fullback, Will is a receiver, Corey is a free safety, and Eric is a defensive end. I was able to successfully recruit everyone except for Eric. My highest grade for my recruiting was my academics, and Eric could not have cared less about that. His exact quote every time I tried to get him on it was, I don't care about academics, I just want to play football. And that sounded pretty damn accurate to me.
Yeah.
Here's my would you rather question of the week. Would you rather have frame rate drops every minute of your gaming for the rest of your life, or have every game you play for the rest of your life have paywalls that you can't progress through unless you spend some cash? Have a good one, guys. Taterade out. Well, first we'll answer the would you rather. What do you
Probably
think?
frame rate. I'd have to go frame rate. I don't think I'd be able to afford everything that I play to be able to
have a paywall.
Yeah, that would ruin me.
Yeah, see, frame rate drop. The occasional drop is fine. I guess it would depend on how severe the frame rate drops were. But it really annoys me. It really does. I'm as Corey has called me many times, a frame rate queen.
You are the frame rate queen.
So yeah, that's important to me. I've gotten away from everything needing to be 60 frames. I think Breath of the Wild has kind of tamed that side of me a little bit because Breath of the Wild is fine. It plays fine at 30 frames. But I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey at 30 frames, and it was not fine. I was not able to continue for more than an hour and a half without my eyeballs feeling like they wanted to fall out. So, paywall. See, I mean, I feel like I would rather have frame rate drops, and I would just really scale back on the amount of games that I played. I guess, which I don't like saying.
Yeah. That did cross my mind that maybe I would just play less games then. But it depends what I'm paying for base game and where the paywall is each time.
Yeah, and how frequently they are. But I would probably rather do that and have a smooth gameplay experience rather than frame rate drops all the time. That would really it would get to me, I think, ultimately, more so than paywalls for games that I like, you know.
Yeah.
XCOM tips. You have any XCOM
This is your
tips?
wheelhouse.
Yeah, it's been a while since I played it. One thing I did when I started the game, it's very difficult to go into something like that without having prior experience. Like, I played the really old XCOM games on PC, and those were so hard. But really, like, when you're going into a battle, just make sure you progress slowly unless you have to. I know there's some battles where you have to move quickly and to save people from getting wiped out or whatever. But yeah, other than that, try to play it safe and stay back. Don't get overly aggressive and overextend your troops for too long. One thing I did always try to do as quickly as I could was raise your squad size. Having a squad of 4 really hampers you. So as quickly as you can increase. I don't remember how it's done exactly, but definitely go for that as early as you can. And then other than that, like, I tried to not progress on the story stuff too quickly, because there's items you research or things you build in your base that progress the story. So I always tried to hold off on those until I did some of the other things, and I think it says like that you need to do research this item or build this facility to like continue the story. It gives you kind of hints that that's what you're supposed to do. So try to hold off on doing that stuff right away. Yeah, those are probably my beginner tips. As far as the satellites, just try to get a satellite bonus. So if you're building, however it ends up working, although you also want to make sure you don't lose any areas either. So try to focus on getting one of the bonuses. But if you need to use one of the satellites to lower the panic level, I think it's called in that game, if you need to use those to do that, then definitely do that, because you don't want to lose any areas, because then you lose funding. Makes the game a lot more difficult. So yeah, so that is that. Thanks, Tate, for the email as usual. Excuse me. Gosh, I just started coughing right before the podcast started. I had a cough I had like laryngitis and a cough last week. It's been mostly gone this week, but of course today it starts up again. So Idaho Jake says, "Hey guys, I'll try and get into the stream, but Fallout 76 has my attention right now. I'm enjoying the shit out of it. I will also take Arma Cold War. Sorry, no this day in gaming history, but thanks guys and have a great day." Understood, Jake. Yeah, Fallout, like I want to play Fallout 76. I will not buy it until it's available on Steam. I'm not gonna download the Bethesda client. I'm not gonna buy it on there. I would like for it to be on a sale too, just because I don't see myself like playing that with other people. I probably would solo like I normally do. Ideally, I would start my own server.
I don't think I'd play it enough to be able to keep up with the people that do play a lot.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't. I would play it here and there. That's why I play the Switch so much. Is it's excuse me, it's easy to play. If my kids are occupied and I want to spend a few minutes on the Switch, I can do that. Or I can sit with my wife in the living room and she can watch one of her shows that she wants to watch, and I can not be down here by myself.
Yeah,
playing video games. So, yeah. Game giveaway time.
Ooh.
So we got 2. Tate is 1. Jake is 2.
And the winner is Jake.
Jake. Winner, chicken dinner.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay, and Jake also told us he wanted Arma Cold War, so I will send that.
Jake said he plays solo, too, in Fallout.
That's awesome. That's probably how I would roll. Build my own survival colony by myself, for myself. Okay, first game, Will.
The first game is 111. 111.
Jazz Punk.
Okay, that's a good start. Your next game is 123.
123 is Gianna Sisters Twisted Dreams. It's also a good one.
13.
13 is Contagion.
Not bad so far. Next is 114.
114. The Bridge.
Okay.
Puzzle game.
Now,
last game.
The last game. 69.
69. 69 is Grim Legends 2, Song of the Dark Swan.
Wow.
So, your games are Jazz Punk, Gianna Sisters Twisted Dreams, 13 Contagion, 114 The Bridge, and Grim Legends 2 Song of the Dark Swan. So let us know what you want, Jake. I will, right after we finish this episode, I will send you Arma, Cold War. And, yeah, I think that's everything we have for this week's episode. Topic for next week, Will?
I'm not really sure.
Yeah, nor am I.
We could hash out our thumbing stuff.
We could. That's a good idea. Let's plan on that. We'll. Do you want to do it Wednesday or Thursday? Because next week is Thanksgiving. I don't care if you want to record on Thanksgiving. That's up to you.
So it would have to be fairly okay. So here's my Wednesday. I work 12 to 8:30. So yeah, I could do it then. And then on Friday I work 12 to 8:30 again. So
okay.
I just can't promise I'll get out early enough on Wednesday because I have no clue what'll happen.
Yeah, business is usually booming on the day.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Wednesday's my anniversary, so I will not.
Happy anniversary!
Thank you. So we'll plan on Thanksgiving if that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Even if it's a little bit later.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. It can be 9:30. We can record and I'll be fine. So
yeah, same here. Okay, so it'll be Thanksgiving night, probably with a live stream, assuming my internet holds up, which it did this
today.
time. So that's great.
Did not last week.
No, it dropped probably 4 times in an hour and a half.
That was brutal.
That was brutal. So, yeah, next week we'll be hashing out our thummies, making plans for those. Probably picking a date, and we'll keep you posted on all that stuff. But plan on Thanksgiving. So, yeah, that's everything. That'll do it for episode 382 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
I'm Will.
Thanks for listening, and get out of my basement.